Okay guys, I have no excuses. Alright, I really don't. I wish I could sit here in front of the camera and say like, hey, life's been tough, so I forgot about the existence. No, I did not. I did not forget about the existence of this incredible YouTube channel. And I have the intention of keeping it. I gotta be honest that although I just said that, oh my god, I don't have any excuses, I can't say that I was busy or I had something else in my mind, is the truth. I can't deny it, okay? As you know, or maybe you're here for the first time and you just discovered me and I'm like, hey, yapping here in the camera, but, well, you sign up for it as soon as you click on the video, so just deal with it, I guess. But, as you know, I just finished, actually, the first year of med school, and it was tough. It was tough. Although I work in a hospital, I help the nurses, and I love it. I love to be with the people. Also, sometimes they piss me off too, but I love it. I gotta admit that since med school was not my, top idea, although I've been thinking about it for years, I'm a more artistic person. So handling all that and all the workload that we have, I enjoy it, but at the same time I don't. Like, I want to work as a medical examiner. I want to help people in that type of manner. I won't be a doctor as you imagine to be a doctor or surgeon or, watching Grey's Anatomy and believing like, oh yeah, I'm going to save people's lives. That's not me. And I have people around me in my course, incredible friends, incredible course mates, who dream about it, who have the light in their eyes, the spark to be that person, to be that doctor, they are so interested in everything. I was, but not in everything. Does that make sense? So it was tough for me to study the whole year. Also mentioning that I went through a very painful breakup, which we will not talk about because it passed. It's done. And I did take a lot of time without not being on social media or not making vlogs or videos or anything else that I used to do so much more, just because of the fact that this year, when the year started, I decided that it's time where I prioritize myself, because I've never done it before, okay? I've always thought about the needs of others. I put others before me and I forgot about how I feel, how that makes me feel. So what I really did is I took the time with myself, because studies, such a struggle. But good news, I will be applying to get a second degree at the same time with my medical degree right now, which I am not quitting, although it is challenging. I love challenges, so I'm gonna stay. So I've got this crazy idea to apply for the second degree. If I will get it and it will work out, I will tell you all about it when the studies actually start. But I've had this idea and I know it's gonna take crazy much time and so much effort to manage both of the degrees at the same time. But the degree I want to apply for now is something I've dreamed since I was a kid. And I want to do it. Okay? People told me that it's impossible, that it's, not as financially well-paid job, not a sphere in life that you would go for if you want to have a stable, financed life. But it's something that my soul wants, something that my heart prays for, something I have sparkle for in my eyes, and that's something I want to do for the rest of my life. Although, as I said, I currently am working in a hospital. I am a nurse assistant, I help people, and I work in a really specific type of department in a hospital where there are a lot of old people, heavy, rare type of diseases, and we deal a lot with death too, so that's why I'm completely also shocked. Because first question that people usually ask me after I said I want to be a pathologist or work as a medical examiner, like, oh my god, are you scared of dead people? I'm like, why? And when I started working in a hospital, which was already almost 2 years ago, yeah, I started working when I was under 18 actually, but I passed all the tests very well, so that's why I got the chance. But not the point. I deal a lot with also dead people. I've had a lot of cases, very different ones, and since I'm a very, I'd say, empathetic and very emotional person. I get attached easily to all my patients that I deal with. Also the ones who suddenly, or not suddenly, who are now in a different world, it's called like that, you know. And the more I deal with these situations, the more I know that I am ready to deal with that in my future too. And it's something that I want to do. But that studies are only one part of it all, why I disappeared for a long while. As I said, hurtful breakup. Okay, that was an issue. Although it was almost a year ago, it really impacted my perspective on life. Hence, my mental health too. And as you know, I've been struggling for a while with it. So many years, so many different problems, disorders, and so on, and it did not get better, and I was really scared. And if I've got to be completely honest, and I gotta admit that currently my mental health is also not 100% alright. I'm still struggling with a lot, but right now it's not because of a hurtful breakup as it used to be last year, but it's more because of I'm constantly stressed. I am worried about my health too, because it's really been declining. And the New Year's in December before Christmas, and in New Year's in January, I found out some bad news about my health. I had an operation done and surgery, not a operation, I had a surgery done, and it's still not going well, but I am trying to do everything I can to focus on my health and mental health, because it's been dark. It's been dark. I gotta admit, it's been dark, and as much as I wanted to jump right back into everything and, you know, do everything and start everything, I've noticed and I've caught myself on the thought where I just physically can't get out of the bed. And I'm a person who wants to achieve a lot in my life, and those moments make me feel really guilty. I'm an overachiever, I gotta admit, but moments, like a few days ago too, I returned back from a hospital shift where I was working after a month of a vacation that I spent on exams, preparing for competitions, because I'm still doing shooting very actively, and that's something I've really got my strength for, and I've been doing so well, and I've got the medals, and I'm so proud of myself because I've seen the growth. Although it was hard, I see the growth, and that's something that motivates to do it more, but that's not the point. A few days ago, I came back from my hospital shift. I lay down in bed, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm just a few minutes, gonna get up, I'm gonna do, you know, I have some courses I want to attend, I have some like social media posts I want to do, some videos to film, you know, read more. I have like this plan in my mind that I have to achieve, I have to do, I have to run. In the end, I spent the whole day in bed. I was sleeping, napping, and I was binge watching Netflix, which is something I rarely do. Because I don't have time for it. And you know, I texted my best friend, who I actually visited in the beginning of June, the week I spent with her, visiting her in Germany. It really made my mood so much better. You know, spending time with her family, really returned me back into this feeling of love, feeling of wanting to live, to enjoy, to experience, you know. So even though I had exams in school before that and after, that week forgot about everything, and I gotta admit, one of the best weeks in my life. Like, you know, it was warm, not all days, it was raining too, but it was warm. Like, even when we sat in bed, did nothing but scrolled on TikTok all day, I still felt so much better and at peace. So that's another insight from me from this time I've been offline. Really take your time with people you love and who love you. Because, you know, sometimes the people who you love don't love you the way you love them back. And it's okay, you know, you can't make them. It's okay, and it's never gonna be on the same level. But people who you love and love you back, if not the same way, you know, but even more, give them your time. It doesn't matter if it's family, because I've been trying to spend more time with my family and make some amends, because, you know, we've never been on like a very smooth path. There have always been some rough patches, but I try to make amends. I try to make our relationship better, and it actually works. So of course, it's not always smooth and pretty, and we still say some stuff to each other that we regret later and apologize, but it's part of life. And I've taken my time to think about people I value in my life. And one of them is my best friend. It's some new friends. I've one specific person I'm thinking right now about, but one specific person also, from my school, university, med school, like, hands down, my relationship, it's so much more worth it to spend time with yourself and with the small circle, because although I've never been really extroverted person, somehow I've always had connections, which is good, which is really good. I still have them, I still love them, and it's a mutual thing. But when you're over the top with people, like talking, giving, because I was always about giving to other person, doesn't matter how close we are, it drains your energy. And when you try to collect it back, you can't get it back, because you've been pouring so much into everybody else around you, even if they're not so close to you or not so meaningful to you, that you forget to pour into yourself. And now I've been really focused on a few people in my life, only a few, which also is a thing I've never done, but I'm glad I accomplished it finally, that I have more time to sit with myself, with my feelings, with my thoughts, which is hard, but it's healing. And as you know, I've been trying to do like a healing journey for years now. So it's growth. It's a part of it. It's a process, but it's growth. And maybe you need to hear it too. Just sit with it. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. Everything. Family issues, friend issues, relationship issues, work, studies, energy, health, whatever. It's gonna hurt. It won't stop. But you take a day off. You sit with it. The problem that I still have and I want to get rid of, that I started before I drifted off this thought, when I started to talk about how I spend the whole day binge watching Netflix currently, I'm just like, problem, I'm watching The Suits. Harvey Specter, yay. But I spend the whole day watching the show, which I like. I really like. I enjoyed the day. But in the evening, my mom came back home after work. My dad was home. Although he was home almost all day and like we still talked a bit and stuff, they both came to me in the evening when I was still in my bed after napping and watching the show. They came like, are you okay? Because I've never been a person to spend the whole day in bed and do nothing. Especially since I had plans to like go to the gym that day and just, be a bit more on life, And they came like, are you okay? And I started to cry because I did not feel okay. And I started to feel guilty about the fact that I did nothing all day, although I promised to myself that I would. And I text my best friend about it, and she's like, but that's okay. It's cool. Just sit with it, Take your time. Cry your eyes out. Cry, scream, punch the punching bag, punch a pillow, do whatever. You need your time, take it. And I've been living by that motto for several months, which is also the reason why I disappeared for a little while. I wish I could come and say like, hey, I travel the world, like I'm married and, I'm having kids and everything, although I'm still young, but or like, oh my god, I came and I graduated, or I don't know, got a whatever award I could, and like I've been performing and life's been so busy and so amazing. No, it's not. I wish I could say that, but it's not. It's not. There are so many hard moments that people don't see on social media and that people don't really talk about on social media, which is fine. You should keep that stuff private too, because the less people know, the better it is at some point. Of course, if it gets to the point where you don't talk with anyone, it's again a problem. But keeping your life private the way that like you really have a small circle and you know, connect in that small circle, it's better. You know, what people don't know, they can't ruin. It's about like happy things, you know, friendship, relationship, family, whatever. People don't know, they can't ruin it. Talking from experience. That's why I don't talk about it as much, and I don't talk about maybe some issues I have, and I'm not being specific about it. Like I said, I have some issues with my health, but I'm not being specific about it because, you know, it's unnecessary. You know the problem. That's okay. That's fine. It's great. But enough about this. Let's talk about something better. What we have ahead of us. As I started to say, I'm planning to get a second degree at the same time with my med school, and it's real. It's getting real. I hope I will, you know, get accepted and it's gonna be fine, and I'm gonna make it work because I really want to. I really do. And you know, people usually say like, oh my god, you know, don't talk about your goals until you've achieved them. I have a goal in my mind. It's specific. I know what I want. I'm just telling you that I have that as a plan. Same about, I have in plans to work more with my music. As you know, I've released 2 songs in this period, one in French, one in Russian. They're both great hits, you can check them out. And for one of them, I am planning a music video with some very, you know, important people to me that I've met over the last year. And they're great, they're incredible. The people that I've met over the last year, when I really started to focus, you know, more energy into things I love and into myself, you know, it really backfired me on the way that I've met so many incredible people with similar interests, similar goals in life, and you know, it makes you want to be a better person too. So, as I said, music video probably coming up soon, Larry. I really hope so. It's been some interviews, some podcasts, really cool. Loved the experience because I've never participated in one, so that was a great experience. As I said, I took the trip not so long ago. Actually, a thing I've never done, I've never flied on a plane by myself. It's always been either with my friends or my mentors or my dad or my whole family. We did go to trip with the plane twice with my family when I was a little child, going to a TV show, and when we were visiting our family friends together, like in 2018. But yeah, as I said, I've always went with somebody. This was the first time in my life when I went all by myself. Solo trip, kinda. Okay, visiting my friends, but I've never flown on a plane, and I'm scared of height, so that was a challenge for me too. And I was scared as hell, but I made it. And same, also a thing, we did go to like theme park where we went to roller coasters. As I said, scared from heights, never been on a roller coaster. Her and her siblings just made me go on one. And I was sitting there, I was crying my eyes out when I was like getting ready for the drive, because it was like loops and up and down and just like high, down, whatever. I was scared as hell. But I did it. And at the end, when I got off and I was literally shaking, still crying, because I've been crying, screaming the whole like minute and a half the ride was, I was proud of myself. Because although I did go through so much in that minute or two, I did it. And now I can finally say like, yeah, I've been on a roller coaster. Not even one. We went on several ones, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was in the first, you know? And this is kind of a metaphor that you can take for everything in your life. It takes sometimes so much effort, so much time. You are thinking about giving up. You're thinking about how everything, you know, how everything is so bad. But you go and do it. You try. Despite of everything, despite of what people say around you, despite of what you doesn't even matter if you listen to people or not, what you say to yourself. Because sometimes our minds, I can say for myself, our minds want us to sabotage our life so badly, want us to, you know, do things so badly that we like protect ourselves from the world, and we don't go into something that we're scared of. Although we should. You live once. Try it. What's gonna happen? At least you can say like, hey, yeah, you know, I did not very much enjoy it, but I went through it. I know how it feels. I did that. And I did it once, you know. That's fine. It's great. You know? So, like, it's July now. It's July, which means that we have still what? Oh my god, only 5 months left of the year. And, you know, as you know, maybe you don't, I don't remember if I've said it or no, but in the beginning of the year I did like a vision board, what I want to achieve in the year, and I've never done that in my life before, although I like mood boards and stuff. Never did specifically thinking about like what I want to achieve, what I want to accomplish in this year. And I have it as the, you know, background for my computer. I have it as a background as soon as I open my phone, and I'm not gonna change that, although I, you know, could technically put like other pictures on. I look at it every day and I compare the 7 months that we've been through already to what I've experienced with my vision board. And I can assure you, almost like 2/3 of what's on the vision board I've accomplished by now. And it's only been 7 months. Imagine to what level I could take it until the end of the year. If you want to, I can talk about it as soon as the year will end, because it's still 5 months. But, you know, when you look at it like that, and I gotta admit, these 7 months, been great, been bad, been something in the middle. I wouldn't say that those were my, like, you know, oh my god, my best year of life, like, you know, I've achieved so much. No, it took so much time and like so much blunt darkness in front of my eyes that I'm not seeing what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm here and I'm trying, and that's what matters the most for me. It's about the process, not about like the result. It's about the process. I enjoy the process. Though it's painful sometimes, also it's dark sometimes. It can be lazy, it can be very exciting. It can be, you know, like, I don't want to do it, but I have to do it. It's about the process. When you live with it, when you sit with it, the results gonna be the best. And it's something I've learned. It's something that I spend my time on. I gotta admit, as soon as you focus more on yourself, something's still gonna lack. Social media, for example, for me. Because I know I love to film videos. I do. I talk a lot with my camera, but I have so much to talk about, so much to show, but I somehow, I don't know, I've distanced myself so much from the thought of it for no reason, which is why I'm slowly getting back. I'm not saying like, oh my god, y'all gonna receive a new video every week now, because, you know, that's impossible for me, because it's still not my priority. I appreciate all the people and all the influencers and social media managers and YouTubers and in general people who are like, for whom social media life is everything. Of course they're gonna do it. Obviously, that's their life, and I appreciate it. My life is a bit more in a different way, and that's fine. That is totally fine. So I hope you can accept it too, and forgive me if my videos don't come out as quickly as you maybe wish, or videos of me singing that I know a lot of people enjoy don't come as often as maybe people wish. I'm trying. I really am. And I'm trying it not only for you, but for myself, because when I show up for you, I show up for myself too. So that's what matters to me, that I can show up for us both. I hope you get the message and something clicks for you too, because it did for me. It changed a lot. So guys, I promise that I'm gonna be trying to be here more often, and I'm gonna be sharing more with you, because somebody's gonna turn 20 soon, and I am getting more and more like mature thought-wise, and I want to share that with you. I want to share this chapter of me with you, because it's new, it's growing, it's changing, I'm changing, everything around me is changing. That means that this has to change too, and you'll be changing with me. Hope you liked the video. If you did, or you have any thoughts about this, or something that you want me to do in the future, or talk about more about in general, write that down. I read everything you write, because I love it. I love to talk with you. I love to communicate with you on Instagram or on TikTok, even here. Maybe I don't answer as quickly, but I try to. I really want to. I love the communication we have. So please, if you have anything, down below, always there. And I'll see you very, very soon. Thank you, guys.